Welcome one and all. This is Elixium Plays from Elixium Raids. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to be talking about the new logging champion, Artak. As many of you guys know, this is a new logging champion that we receive, and it's one of the best that we've received so far. The reason is because it's one of the few champions that has this unique skill that is an HP burn activation. The reason why these champions are so powerful is because as long as you give them speed, they'll start killing every boss encounter that you can think about, especially in the early game, just by going and overlapping that specific boss and keep proccing the HP burn. So let's start dissecting a little bit the skills of this champion and what makes it so great. On his A1, Chaos Racer has attack all enemies, has 35 chance to extend the duration of any HP burn debuff on each target by one turn. This is bookable to 45 chance to extend that duration, which is really great since you're gonna also be combusting this champion. So if you pair him with a counter attack champion, you'll be able to keep proccing that A1 AoE and having extended that HP burn all the way through all the different enemies that you have in each wave. So he's gonna be a really strong wave clearer too. And the second ability he has on his A2, which starts at a 4 cooldown, bookable to 3 cooldown, has attacks all enemy before attacking instantly activates any HP burn debuffs on each enemy, has a 75 chance of placing 50% decrease attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. This is his bread and butter. Once you place his HP burn, you are going to be wanting to activate it with this A2 and do AoE damage to all of them. Also note whenever how HP burn works is when you place it and it ticks and does damage to all of your enemies. So now, let's say if you are activating on 5 people, or in the case of the Spider Queen, you activated on all the Spiderlings, everyone in that wave is going to receive that HP burn activation times each one of the enemies. So each one of those activations that are getting pushed to be activated in that wave are going to do damage to everyone at the same time. So that's what makes this champion so great. This is basically the best ability that you can get. And outside of the HP burn, you're also on top of that getting a decreased attack, which is one of the main ways to keep your team alive in the early game, right? The second, this A2 has, sorry, it would be the A3, attacks all enemies 2 times. The first hit has a 75% chance of placing HP burn on all the enemies for 2 turns. This is how you get you push all these HP burns out there. Then the second portion of this ability restores the champion destroys max HP by 10% for each HP debuff placed by this skill. Heals this champion by 5% of their max HP for per debuff attempted to block or resisted by the enemy team. This skill has, when you first get him, only is a 75%, but you can push it all the way to 100% and reduce the cooldown by 1%. Now, this portion of the skill is very good because outside of providing you the HP burn that you need, even though it's only at 75% when he's not booked, it'll also restore the destroy max HP of the champion and also heal him. So it gives him in his own kit a way to stay alive and deal massive damage. The nice thing about this champion is, even though his multipliers on his skills are not very high, he doesn't require you to build him a crit rate and crit damage to do damage. So the way he's going to be dealing damage is going through his War Master as his tier 6 mastery, and keep reprocking all those HP burns and doing War Master damage all the time. So you want him fast, you want him with a lot of HP, and you want him with a lot of accuracy. We'll go over those stats later. I just wanted to mention that because this plays portion on his passive. So now let's talk about his passive. Whenever an HP burn debuff is activated, destroys this champion max HP by 5%, stacks up to 50%. This is a drawback and a positive at the same time because of the second part of the skill, but it is a way of balancing him because of the second part. The second part is increase this champion damage, crit damage, and defense for 1% for each of the destroyed max HP. Also increase the champion's speed and resistance by 2 for each 1% of their max destroyed HP. That means that you're trading all that HP, that 50%, for all those stats that you'll be gaining. So on 50% destroy max HP, you would be getting another 100 speed and 100 resistance, and 25. Sorry, it would be 50 defense, right? Um, it also says something in there about crit damage. I wouldn't read too much into it because I wouldn't recommend this champion to be built in crit damage unless you need an early on wave clear on Brutal 12-3 for your campaign farmer, but I would transition him as quick as possible outside of that role, right? Now, let's go into our game and I'll show you guys a little bit of um, why he's so good for an early account, right? So when you start this game, you don't get a lot of champions to start with. So as you can see here, this account is already a free-to-play account. It's a day around 93. Um, and it's already clearing Spider 20 and Dragon 20. One of the reasons why I started making this video is because I've seen a lot of you that are struggling with progression and getting to Dragon 20, which is Dragon 20 and Spider 20 are the lifeblood of a early game account. That's where you get all your speed gear, your accuracy uh, sets, and then you can get banners and all the accessories from Spider 20. But the fastest you can get to those two dungeons at level 20, you're going to be able to progress in all the other areas of the game really quickly. So you don't want to start diversifying outside of your arbiter missions on trying to clear anything else except Dragon 20 and Spider 20, right? So one of the great things, as I was saying, when you start this game, you get a choice for a code, at least on the time of recording, for getting a free champion. I always recommend taking Deacon because he will bring turn meter control and speed down and leech. So if you pair him with Artak, you're getting the leech, decreased defense, turn meter manipulation, HP burns in his A3, and decreased attack on his A2. So with those two champions, you get a massive amount of all the debuffs that you need for clearing out at least Dragon 20, which also will give you gear to start clearing Spider 20. So whenever you start this game and you're in early game, your highest priority is going to be building Artak and maxing out. So I would dump all my resources until he would be my first level 60. I would forget about doing my one of my starter champions. I would take Artak, take him to 60 before anyone else, because you'll build him with a lot of HP and he'll do damage really quickly. And if you needed to build him on damage, as I said before, for Brutal 320 until Brutal 12-3, sorry, I would do that. Also, whenever you see any events going on, I would save all the coins that you get for awakenings and look at him and try to find him on the down here on the Altar of Souls, on the Soul Merchants. This is kind of like a pity system, the only pity system that this system have, but you can get in here an Artak soul for only 20 of the small ones. So what are these called? These are Eternal Essences. So if you get 20 of those through different events, you can get basically a free copy of him at level 1, and that's all you need, because you're already going to build him with accuracy, which is the requirement for Brimstone, and that'll deal massive damage to bosses or to any champion that you put this on. So as you can see, I only have a level 1, and that's enough for now, to be honest. As you can see, I also haven't been able to book him. RNG has blessed me with being able to just book this amazing A1, but none of the other better skills on him. So it'll be a pretty good base point for all of you to understand how him as a progression champion, even though you don't have books, he'll help you quite a bit, right? The other champion that I'm gonna have on my team is Kale, because he is one of the best starter so far, and he'll complement Artak really well too, because Artak is gonna bring the HP burn. He's gonna bring poison, so we're gonna be doing damage instead of doing raw damage through our skills, we're gonna be doing damage through percentages. So every time we place a poison, we're gonna deal 5% damage. When we put the HP burn, we're gonna do damage through HP burn activations through all of the champions that we do. So now let's go to Dragon 20 so I can show you guys um, how this run goes. One thing that I wanted to show you guys is one of the only downsides that Artak has is that he doesn't want to put out his HP burn first move, right? So one of the things we have to go do is do a team setup where he's always prioritizing his placing his HP burn so he can go and loop around and do a activation through his A2. As you can note here in my build, I have 252 speed, which at day 93 I've been able to achieve. I've been probably at 252 for the past 30 months, sorry, 30 days, I think. Before that, I had him at a 208 speed with around 85k HP and a little bit more defense. So I did sacrifice HP for speed, just so when he burns half of the HP through his destroy HP, he'll get another 100 speed over it, so he'll be running at 252. The reason why you want to be doing that is because at early game you're not going to have legendary books to book him, so you're not going to get his cooldowns, but the way you can go around that is having him loop the enemies multiple times, so before you get damaged by the enemy, you're placing all those HP burns out there and being able to loop around and do damage again with him. Okay. The other thing that we're gonna prioritize is getting to that 231 accuracy on Artak, just so he can do his HP burns. The other champions that we have on this team, as I said, was Deacon, just because he's so great with just on any team for now. My Poisoner, the Jamarsa, she's a free champion if you can get the referral codes done. It took me about 30 minutes to have them all done, so I just consider her a free champion. And I know Ronda is not available anymore, but most of you are gonna have her. And if you start in the game, you can just replace this champion with whatever other champion you have that's gonna help this team. But she's here just for damage. Her skills are not relevant on this dragon fight. I just put her here just to show you guys and speed up a little bit the run. So at this point, I'm just gonna show you guys, and we're gonna talk a little bit over how this team is working. So on wave one, sorry about that. Deacon is gonna be running faster than Artak, so he's gonna go out there, do a turn meter control, and put defense down, or not, I guess. And then he's just gonna loop around before everyone takes a turn of the enemies and do his HP burns, and that's gonna do massive damage to all of them. So he's just, and that's just how basically the fight goes. He's just gaining speed, destroying his HP, and then just looping around and doing Wire Master damage onto all these enemies until they die. For now, I'm just gonna leave you guys hearing this wonderful music and enjoying the run, so you guys can see how Artak can clear Dragon 20. Alright, as you can see, at this point, we're just waiting for the boss to die. In no shape or form, Artak or the Jamarsar are in any danger. In this point, there is no this is 100% team. I haven't seen it failed yet, and I've run it probably over 300 times already farming feed gear. Um, so yeah, this is all we've been talking about: getting all those brimstones up, getting poisons up, burns, decrease defense. So all we're just doing is going in there and just activating all the skills and all this poisons until it dies. Um, right now, I'm not running KL on my normal team. I've been using Venom H because I got it on this account. But if you just have Kale, as you can see, he's just doing a really good job of putting poisons up there. So every time that dragon takes a turn and he's trying to punish us, he gets poisoned and burnt at the same time. So I think it works really well. As you can see, it's not super fast, so it's at 3 minutes 13 seconds, but it gets the job done, right? So and there we go. We have a beautiful piece that we're gonna trash because remember how Hell Hades says flat stats. Where do they go? On the bin. All right, on to the next one. The other area where he's really good is Spider. This team, how I run it, it's not 100% yet, but I'm pretty sure once he gets his books done, he's gonna be. I'm probably gonna be able to drop Tila from that team, and just bring Artak in here, so I can just put someone else who's gonna speed up a little bit. I could probably just bring Deacon in here just to speed up Artak a little bit more. I'm also using. You don't need to use Renegade. I just think she's really good at speeding up the comp. Actually, I'm just gonna run the comp without her. I'm just gonna run around this one here, just so you guys can see. Actually, no, it has to be Artak, right? What am I saying? I'll run this one here. This one doesn't have the Renegade. Uh, if you guys later want me to do a guide on Renegade, she's one of my favorite rare champions just because a lot of people don't have Kaimar and she can be a really good substitution for her. Most of the runs are going to take slightly longer by about 10 seconds when you use Renegade, but she's a fantastic replacement for Kaimar. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments down below and I will make sure to make a guide for her. So in here, what Tila is doing, she's just helping with the HP burn, so that way, because Artak is not booked. Ooh, I didn't even bring Artak here. Oops, guys. Let's scratch that and let's go back in. So who do we want to drop? Let's drop Kael from this team. We just put Artak in here. Remember, Artak is a little bit silly, so he wants to not do his HP burn. So we're gonna have to go back here and do his presets, so that way he can do his job right. Also, you don't need to have Skull Crusher in here. You just need basically an off affinity tank, so he can take all the Spiderlings attacks and not let your Artak die. So again, I'll leave you guys with the music, and I'll see you guys when this is about to end. And there you have it, guys. Spider 20 on 1 minute 50. Not too bad, not too bad. And this is very RNG heavy, so as you can see, my best time in this dungeon is 1 minute and 13 seconds. This was probably a run with Renegade, and it doesn't always goes this fast, but you know, it's all RNG at this point, but because Artak is not booked. But as you can see, it's not a terrible run. Tila is not necessary. She's just there to provide extra HP burns, placements, debuffs. So it's his Artak's combustion is a little bit more consistent instead of just failing a bunch of times in that 20% that is not booked, um, affecting us in the run. But as you can see, Artak is a fantastic progression champion that you guys can all get for free. Um, Aside of that, guys, I might do a end game build guide for Artak, and one of the reasons that I always push everyone to build their Artak and put all their resources into him is because he's gonna be one of those champions where you're gonna be using him for all the way from when you get him all the way to end game. So if you guys want to see that, leave a like down below and let me know so I can make that video. If you guys are not interested, I will make it. But as you can see, the gear on Artak is not perfect, but it just gets the job done, guys. These are just beats that I've gotten so far from grinding up to Dragon 20, and before to get to Dragon 20, I just had the other speeds where I was at 208, but now that I'm at Dragon 20, I can farm a little bit more efficiently, get a little bit faster gear, and it's just been you know uh, smooth sailing so far with Artak. So if you like this video, guys, leave a like down below and subscribe, and let me know if you enjoyed this video and what other champions you want to see progression guys on. This has been Elyxium Plays, and this is your channel. So see you until the next time.